Welcome here to the Regional Radio Sports Network, a special officiating preview here on www.rrsn.com. My name is Adam Demaree. Alongside me, Bob Kania, a member of the 2002 Hall of Fame, Indiana Football Hall of Fame class, a graduate of South Bend, Washington in the 1960s. He's been a member of some type of officiating crew somewhere in the state for the last 50 years. He's officiated in 7 state championships. Bob, first of all, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time to join us. You had a chance to meet with the Penn boys here a little bit ago and talk a little bit about the new rules that are coming in and some of the big things that the officials are now looking for here in 2015.
Right. Yes. Every year, Penn, along with other schools, have us come and do a rules clinic presentation with the athletes. And this year's rules, really, the changes are relatively minor, but the significant part is they're all headed toward risk minimization. Unnecessary hits, unnecessary roughness, late hits, hitting players that are defenseless. More and more emphasis is placed on that. Kids are just going to have to play smarter. The hard hits that are sometimes
Sure.
the ooh-ahs are, they want to get rid of those kind of things to prevent injuries. So.
Well, I thought one of the things that you brought up, the difference now in targeting and spearing this year and the penalties that go with that, kind of touch on those dynamics a little bit.
Yeah, spearing, they've changed the rule on that in terms of where spearing occurs. Anything from the shoulders down with the crown of the helmet into the body is spearing. Anything from the shoulders up is targeting. And they've made that designation this year more than ever.
When you take a look, I thought you brought up an interesting dynamic with the media in terms of sometimes, whether it be SportsCenter, the big media outlets, the local media outlets, the quote-unquote hit of the night, the kind of promoting hard hits out there on the football field. And you just mentioned it, the fact that risk minimalization is the key to officiating this year and any rule changes. Kind of touch on a little bit about the media's involvement and what they can do to maybe help promote the game and keep it safe.
Yeah, the media can be a big help to everybody, the coaches, the officials, the players. What we need to eliminate is the glorification of many of and they're significant hits. Probably some are illegal, but yet you take ESPN, they're showing all these hits and everybody's watching them and they're oohing and on and kids are getting hurt. And we want the game to be played. We want respect in the game from the players to their opponents, to the game itself. And we just need to take away the glorification of those significant hits that are probably illegal.
You also mentioned the kicking game, a special rule there where a minimum of 4 players have to be on each side of the ball as the ball is being kicked and put into play.
Yes, this year you have to have a minimum of 4 on either side of the ball when the ball is kicked. And the reason they do that, teams were putting 1 or 2 guys to one side of the kicker and loading up on the other side, and the ball would be kicked in the air short or dribbled on the ground, and people were just waylaying people. And this way they're trying to get a better balance between the offense and defense.
Finally, Bob, we'll get you out here on this one. As you've been around the game so long, you know the ins, the outs. You know the ins, the outs of coaching and officiating, the relationship between coaches and officials. As you take a look at the state of football, whether that be at the professional level, the collegiate level, or here locally at the high school level, how would you describe where football is and where it's going? Do you like the direction that it's going, or are there some things that you would think that need to be changed in order to preserve the game of football?
Well, I first of all, I like the direction it is going. As rule changes have come about in the last several years, and I've worked with the state very closely as rules interpreter, all of the rule changes are meant to minimize the risk of injury. The problem that I have is all of these things start at the very top, and they see what goes on in the pros, they see what goes on in colleges, and these kids think that's the way they have to play, and the game can be preserved and the game can be played significantly without all of the unnecessary stuff.
Bob, thank you so much for your time, and Thank you very much for your service to the game of football.
Thank you very much.
Once again, Bob Kania here joining us on the Regional Radio Sports Network, talking about the differences and rule changes here for the game as we enter the 2015 season. You can catch all the football action right here on the Regional Radio Sports Network and online at www.rrsn.com.